Hey everyone, this is Pete, and welcome back to Atari A to Z, a series of short playthroughs of Atari 8-bit games, some which I grew up with and some which are new to me. Today is one of the latter. Today we're looking at Rainbow Walker, which was a 1983 release from Synapse software, programmed by Steve Coleman, who we last saw in this series with Pharaoh's Curse, which is one of my favourite Atari 8-bit games. Now this game is regarded as one of the best games on the Atari 8-bit, with good reason, because it's pretty solid. It's pretty challenging, but it's also pretty solid. It was extremely well regarded at the time of its original release, with very glowing reviews from Antic Magazine, Electronic Games and InfoWorld as well. So this has been sort of a favourite of the Atari 8-bit community since it was current, basically. This is a game that I've seen screenshots of for years, but I've never actually played. So we're going to rectify that now. Let's go play Rainbow Walker.
Okay, here we are with Rainbow Walker by Steve Coleman, published by Synapse Software. As I say, this is not a game I'm super familiar with. I remember seeing screenshots of it back in the day and thinking, oh, that looks cool, and it's got a sort of pseudo 3D effect and so on, but I never actually played it until right now. So, let's have a go. Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. So, in this game, what you have to do is you have a rainbow here, and you have to jump on it and fill in the colours. So it's basically a sort of cubit type thing. Only with the twist, you've got this cool sort of perspective 3D effect going on. And, whoops, numerous nasties trying to knock you off. Now, not all of those enemies are instantly fatal. Some of them will just knock you aside. Oh, I seem to have frozen them for a few seconds. Oh dear. Yeah, some of them will just like knock you a couple of squares to the side. Or backwards, like that. What does that do? Oh, that feels like a whole row of it. That's nice. Yeah, so there's little power-ups and collectibles and stuff as well. And then there's that bird at the top that you need to avoid very carefully, because otherwise it will carry you off and do nasty things. And this guy apparently occasionally erases your colours. And then just a few blocks here and we're done. There we go, finished. So yeah, the reason that the level is on a sort of curve like that is because it wraps around on itself. Oops. Don't really get those bonus stages. Yeah, the level wraps around on itself, so if you go far enough in one direction, you'll eventually wrap back around to where you started. So this is a really cool effect to see on the Atari 8-bit. Because if you look, like, off in the distance, you can see... If you look off in the distance, you can actually see the rest of the level, which is sort of not something you really think of when... you look at the kind of sort of fake perspective 3D games that we get. Oh, you can do a big jump as well. How do you get rid of that little bastard? Because he's really irritating. Oh, well, that was easy. Prepare for bonus round. Right, let's see if we can figure this out this time. Oh, actually, okay. Right, so you just have to sort of follow the thing as it moves around and maybe anticipate where it's moving, and I imagine that will get quicker as you progress. We've got a much wider one this time. You're deadly. That's annoying. So yeah, there's a lot to think about in this game. But once you understand what you're looking at and what you can safely collect and what will kill you, yeah, it becomes much easier. I sort of tried this very briefly before we started recording, just to make sure it worked and everything like that. I always have to do that, just because there's no point starting recording something and it just doesn't work, is there? So, yeah, I had a quick go and I was an absolute garbage at this game, and I was like, oh my god, this is the most difficult game ever. But then I sort of looked up the information on it and saw how well regarded it was, and I thought, well, obviously, I need to play this a bit more and understand what it's all about. And yeah, I get it. It's... Oops. See, the really unpleasant thing about that bird thing is that it erases your whole level, so you have to start the whole level all over again. Which is just mean. So yeah, this is a tricky game for sure, but it's fun. It's presented well. Yeah, the whole 3D effects and the use of colour is really pretty. And there we go. Have we got any settings we can change with select? No. All of the function keys just start a new game, so there doesn't seem to be any difficulty levels or number of players or anything like that. That's fine though. This is a sort of simple arcade style game that is just made to be played repeatedly, see how far you can get, see how many points you can score. Didn't notice if there was a high score function actually. You do seem to have a time limit? Or is that how many squares I have left to do? I don't know, actually. Yeah, it is how many squares I've got to do. The reason it was going up was because of that little shit erasing my squares. He does disappear after a while, so I think you just have to sort of deal with him until that happens. Maybe push him off the screen? Wonder if that works. No, let go, let go, let go, let go. Thank you. Can we push him off the screen? Let's find out. No, you cannot. No, you just have to deal with him. Oh, you can knock him down a hole, though. So, yeah, I guess you can sort of push him off the screen. There we go. That's how you deal with him. That's interesting, because that's like not a direct attack you're doing on him. So yeah, you can't attack him directly. You've got to sort of make use of the level to get rid of him. Nope, wrong. That's surprisingly tricky, considering all you're doing is you're following a thing around. That's surprisingly challenging. I think these levels might be semi-randomized as well, looking at it. I don't remember this level being laid out like this last time. Yeah, I like the way it shows you when you've finished a line with that sort of sweeping animation that goes all the way up it. That's cool. All the enemies erase your things. That's very annoying. That bird is especially annoying though because it erases your entire progress for the whole level. I think it might actually be better to try and sort of clear a screen at once. Because when you're doing the 3D scroll, you're actually moving a little bit slower. Tricky. Yeah, there's evidently some... Oops. There's evidently some interesting strategies to this game. And yeah, I like it. I understand why it was so well regarded at the time of its original release now. Because yeah, this game got absolutely glowing praise from the publications that reviewed it. There were sort of people saying that it was a game that sort of starts out well and you only becomes more and more addictive as you play it, and you get very much wrapped up in the sounds and the visuals and that sort of thing. And yeah, I can see that. It's definitely got that sort of magic, hypnotic quality about it that keeps you playing. If only just to see if you can be just a little bit better at it next time. Yeah, this very much falls into the easy to learn, difficult to master category. Which is what you'd want from a game of this era, because you don't want to spend a lot of money on a game and be able to absolutely master it immediately. Is there a high score feature? Yes, there is. Current high score, 3342. Alright, let's see if we can beat that. Oh, it looks like you can do something clever with those... Damn it. You can do something clever with those sparks. You can sort of either jump on them or jump over them, I think. Yeah, what I was going to say, before I was so rudely interrupted by game mechanics, it was that intro music when you start the level sounds very much like the Atari 2600 game Holy Moly, which is kind of a terrible game. That will come up on the Atari A to Z flashback series at some point in the near future. But yeah, it's... Actually, no, it's not a terrible game. But it does have terrible music. Because the Atari 2600, bless it, was not really built for making music with. And Holy Moly is a good example of why. Oh, God. Yeah, Holy Moly is a great example of why you don't hear a lot of music on the Atari 2600. Because it's kind of terrible. Alright, I get how this works. Oops. So yeah, it does gradually accelerate. And you get more points the longer you survive, because the bonus is actually counting up. I'm used to bonus rounds where you have to accomplish something quickly and the bonus is counting down, but no, it actually counts up in this one based on how long you survive. So that's fun. What was our previous high score? It was 3-3 something, wasn't it? Yeah, I like this. One of those games that I'm sorry I missed out on back in the day. As we had a lot of Synapse software games in our, I say collection, but as anyone who was around in that period of home computing knows, most of your games were probably pirate copies you got from the local quote-unquote computer club. Yeah, this was not one of them. This was not one that we had a copy of. So as I say, this is all new to me, but I'm enjoying exploring it. Because it's fun. Few slightly iffy things. I'm not convinced on the collision detection between you and the enemies. That doesn't seem to sort of take the 3D aspect into account, but you know, I can sort of forgive that. But yeah, in terms of the overall presentation and the gameplay, this is a really solid twist on the sort of Qbert formula. Certainly a lot more variation than Qbert. Oops. Reminds me of Juice, which is a very early game that we looked at in this series. But definitely an all-time favourite Atari arcade-style game from... Who made that? Tronix. Artie Harutunian, I think his name was. But yeah, as I said at the start, this was Steve Coleman, who was a very good developer, and he made Pharaoh's Curse, which again is another all-time favourite Atari game, Atari 8-bit game. Came out on other platforms, but it will always be an Atari 8-bit game to me. Yeah, you can potentially get some huge points on this bonus stage. If you can just keep concentrate. Oh god, it does get quicker though. Yeah, like 2,580 points. Like that was Yeah, I've already exceeded my previous high score, and this is just the second level. So yeah, mastering that bonus stage is going to be essential, I think, because you only get 10 points for getting a square. You do get like a couple of 100 points for defeating an enemy, if you can figure out how to do that. I haven't quite determined how that's calculated. Because like you seem to keep getting points as the thing goes across the screen. Maybe it's just surviving a certain period without getting hit by it or something, I don't know. Who really understands the intricacies of 1980s scoring mechanics anyway? Hopefully the designer. But yeah, this is a good. This is a good. I will be returning to this one regularly. Because yes, I do, when I have like just a few minutes to spare and I just want to play something and I don't want to think about it too hard, I will very often reach for Atari 8-bit games by preference, because most of them are kind of arcade style, sort of score attack games that don't take long for a single play session. They're an ideal fit for when you just want to play something, but you're not like super fussy about what it is. Get out of here, bird. Oh no! Just got one more thing to get. Some of those checkerboard things seem to be like freezing the enemies as well. That's worth working out how it works. See if we can get another huge bonus here. Yeah, it's a reaction test basically, isn't it? Just trying to keep up with what the computer's doing. Another 3,000 points. Yeah. This is how you score big in this game. Look at that. 8,720. I've mastered it! I have not mastered it, because I still don't know what to do about those enemies there. But still. I do know to avoid the bird, because the bird sucks. As does falling off. Well, sometimes not. Ah, damn it. Losing all those extra lives I got. Can we break 10,000? That is the question. We're nearly there. There's 10,000. All these random bonus points I'm getting, and not entirely sure why. Oh, and it's time for another bonus level. Yeah, I'm kind of understanding specifically why a couple of those reviews said that you... Not that... I don't know if I want to say it's a slow burn. Because they very much said that there was like an appealing immediacy about this game. But they also said you need to kind of put a little bit of time into it to appreciate a lot of what it's doing. And I kind of understand that, because like already in just the time that we've spent here on this video... Look how much better I'm doing. I've literally got 10,000 more points than my previous high score. Because I understand what's going on now. Oops! I think the end is very much nigh though. If you press the fire button, you can do a big jump. That seems to be a way to actually get over some of the enemy. No! It's all over. It's all over. Alright, anyway, I think that's probably enough of that. That was Rainbow Walker by Steve Coleman for Synapse Software in 1983. Yeah, definitely an 8-bit game I'm going to be coming back to, and one that you should check out if you want to see what is considered by a lot of people to be one of the best games on the Atari 8-bit. Yeah, I understand why now. I understand why now very much. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please help out the channel by leaving a like or a comment and subscribing. New episodes of Atari A to Z are on Tuesdays and Atari ST A to Z on Thursdays. Check out atariatoz.wordpress.com for a full archive. Do please also check out my other projects moegamer.net, where I explore Japanese and Japanese-inspired games from yesterday and today, and videopackgames.wordpress.com, which aims to catalogue a small but well-formed library of the Philips G7000 Videopack computer, also known as the Magnavox Odyssey 2. You can also support my work on Patreon or buy me a coffee. You can find links to do both down in the video description. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.